Hi guys, welcome to Insomniac. My name is Mike, I'm 40 years old and I'm learning to jump on a bike. So about 10 weeks ago, I decided I needed to try something new in my life. Maybe it's a midlife crisis or something, but I am 40 years old and I have spent a lot of my time at home looking after my children. I had my firstborn son at 19, who is now 21. My youngest son is now 18, and my stepdaughter, whom I have been a dad to ever since she was 6 years old, she is now 20. They don't need me hanging around the house for them no more. They haven't needed me hanging around the house since my youngest turned 13. So that was like 5 years ago. I'm 5 years late starting this. I could have been 5 years ahead into my progression, but it is what it is. But if, like me, you're turning a corner in your life and need something new, exciting and challenging, then maybe following my short story of progression here may inspire you to try something new or even similar. Okay, I am just going to show you the clips that I have and I'll talk about them as we go. First up is week 1, using my son's old BMX to see if I can at least make a bike leave the ground and land it without crashing out too much. Here I am at the closest worthy jump to where I live. The only downside with this jump, there is no drop-in or downhill momentum, so it takes a lot of pedaling to get the speed, meaning lots of wasted energy that could have been preserved for the jumping itself. But as you can see, week 1 and week 2 was a success. I managed to get the bike off the ground and land it. My technique was poor, but at this point I hadn't even taken any advice or watched any videos of how to jump. I just wanted to see how I did using all of my own intuition. One thing to mention here is that I didn't have time to get out once or twice a week to practice this. It's more like once or twice every 2 or 3 weeks that I managed to actually get a chance to work on this skill. So it's not like by week 8 I had been out 8 times or 16 times practicing. Over say 8 weeks I maybe went out about 4 or 5 times practicing this ability to jump a bike. So we jumped from week 1 and 2 straight to week 4, and as you can see I have done a little research at this point and upgraded my bike to a second-hand dirt jump bike I found on eBay. This is a specialized second edition jump bike. I looked into what type of biking I wanted to do, and as a novice who has no idea if I'm even going to be good at this or not, a dirt jump bike looked like the best place for me to start. This clearly was a good decision to upgrade the bike. As you can see, with the previous week's experience and the bike upgrade, I got some clear air time and actually managed to make some of the biggest jumps on a bike I have ever performed in my life, and with very little practice. Unfortunately, I didn't get another chance to get out on my bike for a few weeks after this. So yeah, I was really snowed under with work. I'm a small business owner, meaning I do most of the work and take the least pay. And then I took a short vacation. So my next opportunity to get out on the bike and develop this skill wasn't until week 8, which was my visit to Whalley Gap downhill slope style flow track. On my first visit to this park I was alone, so I had no means of filming my runs, but this place is insane.
When I first arrived here, I said to myself, okay, this is way out of my league and maybe I should have listened to myself, but I didn't. I must have attempted about 20 to 30 runs in my 3 hours I spent at this park, and I crashed out on 2 of them, so I kind of like those odds and I think I'm going to stick at it. The 2 crash outs never stopped me keep climbing back to the top of the trails, pushing my bike up to the top and trying for another attempt. I did leave the park that day with some cuts and swells and bruises, but within 2 days I was back on my bike trying out jumps at my little small local jumping mound that I found. So moving on to week 9, I figured the 25 jumps to 2 crash outs is pretty good odds for a novice like me, whom is attempting a relatively professional bike track in the forest like Wally Gap. So I got hold of a GoPro and convinced someone to come down to Wally Gap and get some third-person shots of me hurtling down the track. Be completely honest, my first visit to this track was more of a success and impressive than my second visit. I think that what happened is on my first visit I was so excited by what I was seeing here at Wally Gap and so determined to prove to myself that I could just do it. I just did it. It was like sink or swim type moment. And yeah, I was so determined to prove to myself that I could do it. I just did it, and I did it relatively fast, and I've done some big jumps and got some big air time. Despite crashing out twice, I kept going. This time I was aware I had a spectator filming and I was a little unstable due to a wobbly front wheel. So this visit to the track was pretty tame compared to my last visit, where I seemed to just be fearless and had 2 crash outs that would have been pretty spectacular and great for you guys to have watched if I had been filming. This was also my first time using a chest mounted camera, so the angle wasn't right, meaning you're kind of looking at the ground rather than what's in front of me coming up on the track. So I have worked in a couple of extra hinges on the camera mount, so next time I can have the cam facing forward when I lean forward riding. Hopefully this will make for a much better video next time I visit the track. So I want to be disappointed that my second visit to the track with cameras wasn't as spectacular for you guys as it was in my first visit. But I am happy I wasn't put off. I still went back there. I have learned some things about camera positioning, and I should be over my stage fright next time I bring someone with me to film. I would love to wait until I have some more spectacular footage before releasing this video, but I think I am going to leave it there. If you're interested in knowing how this story unfolds as much as I am, be sure to hit that like, comment, share, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe and alert for new video updates. Sorry to those of you looking for some creative content from me. I will be creative again in the near future, but not for now. I am looking to be living on the edge rather than a virtual model for now. Thanks for watching. I hope I have inspired you to step out of your comfort zone and try something new and exciting, and I hope I can impress you guys with huge progression in the next video. Until next time, happy biking.